on the day. Today it's Wednesday. Not that that really matters, but I just dropped my kid off at camp. And I found this little park in La Crescenta. I've never been here before. Just a ton of beautiful trees, like really well-established trees. And it just has this meandering, rolling, kind of natural quality to it. I just had to kick my shoes off and walk around in the grass. Just enjoy a foggy LA morning. The trees look so amazing in the fog because it's gray light, It kind of wraps around them so they glow. They look like shaggy dogs. And a portion of the river courses through here in a concrete trench. And it's so fun to watch water making its way down to the ocean. It's funny. I've been thinking about parenthood and sort of, trying to figure out what's my job as a father. And lately, I've been feeling like my job is to kind of create a frequency, like just beam a certain kind of grounded quality out into the rest of the family. It's so hard growing up. There's this loss of innocence that you witness as a parent. That raw, bright, unedited light starts to get chopped up by society. And it's important to find your own bright light within you and generate it and beam it out, as a warmth, as a steady frequency, for lack of a better word, as just like a And so, kicking off your shoes, walking around in the grass, grounding, feels like it's doing my homework and resetting as a dad. Because there's so many things in a city, especially like Los Angeles, so many ungrounding energies. Walk around on sneakers, on plastic floors, watching devices that put out their frequency, their charge, their electricity, their gigahertz of and they wrap you in their bubble. Everybody talks about these algorithms. It's sort of like little breadcrumbs that just sort of guide Hansel and Gretel along to the little witch's house. It's not how the story goes, but it's how my story goes. And I feel like it's, how do you counter that without just like, all right, put on your shoes, straighten up, just going into full bossy mode where you're just pestering your child because you're worried. Worry is such the wrong motivator. Because kids pick up on worry and they resent it immediately. And maybe it makes for a more independent kid if you just worry all day. My dad's mom, my grandmother, was a big worrier. Healthy dose of worry. I think Liz's grandmother was also just like insanely worried all the time. And you can get the bug, and you can just be kind of led by your nose, just reacting out of that impulsive, anxious side of yourself. And so, like, the thing I've been doing lately as a dad is just listen to people, and just be the quiet guy in the room, and try to transmit a different channel on the dial. Something that's expansive, that's wholesome, that's grounded, that's, can't you tell, listening to On the Move. Do a whole episode on the word fuck, wholesome stuff. But, I don't know. And this podcast is an extension of that. It's like, here is a audio meal that, I'm just getting in the slow lane, people. Just get in the slow lane, because you work more efficiently in the slow lane. The snail gets there just as quick as the hare. The hare gets distracted. Has to bang another hare and fucking check out his harem of hares that he's got a wild hare to, say some hairy shit about. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you can just slug along. And in a lot of ways, it's so funny, a snail. A snail's like a tongue. Like, it just, I don't know, like the mucus layer, skin contact. It's just like tasting everything. It's so vulnerable. You toss a little salt on that baby. You see how vulnerable those things are. But it's picking up what the world is putting down on a very intimate interface. And I don't know if you're like this, but when I get a task, I can kind of go one of two ways. I can just try to jam through it, and it's all about the result, or I can just get lost in the task. And I oftentimes will get the task done more quickly. And actually, when I'm done with the task, there's like this weird longing, like, God, it's too bad that task is done. Why did I have to finish that last dish? I was actually enjoying myself doing the dishes. I wasn't in any big giant race. I was just trying to get that little speck off and get it fully rinsed. Because I don't want to be eating or drinking soap. Who wants to do that? That's disgusting. You know? Is that the hallmark of cleanliness? Like how fucking soapy you get the goddamn glass that you just had a sip of water out of? No. Just, you know, like, be thorough. Get the greasy smudge marks off of there, but, you know, get all the soap out of there, too. Pete's sakes. You know, let it dry completely. Makes you want to write a book about doing the dishes. You know what I mean? Just like, wow. Just as an allegory for living your life. Doing dishes just is. It's the thing. If you can get lost in the activity, you will be satisfied your whole life. Because you know what? You've got nothing but piles and piles of dishes ahead of you. So just get in the slow lane and enjoy it.